Hey there, Detroit sports fanatics. I'm Taylor Phillips, and welcome to Taylor's Detroit Sports episode 83 on Spreaker and on iHeartRadio. Tonight we're going to talk about, we're going to recap, actually, the Red Wings and Capitals game on NBCSN from our nation's capital. Nice 4-2 win. After being down 2-1 in the second period, after two periods, actually. We're going to get to the Pistons-Nuggets game, the season opener in Denver. Plus, we're going to get to some baseball news. The Tigers fans wanted Joe Maddon as the manager, but he decided to go to the Cubs. But that doesn't mean that Ausmus is going to be the manager for 2015. There's still a manager, a valuable manager available, but I will get to him later in the show. But first, let's get to that 4-2 win on the road for the Red Wings, shall we? The Red Wings made the Washington Capitals pay for ill-timed turnovers in a 4-2 victory at Verizon Center on Wednesday. Written by Adam Vingan from NHL.com, a correspondent. Justin Ablocator scored twice for Detroit and picked up an assist. Gustav Nyquist and Pavel Datsyuk each had a goal. Datsyuk was on the power play, and Jimmy Howard made 25 saves. Evgeny Kuznetsov on the power play, and Troy Brouwer scored for Washington. Braden Holtby stopped 18 shots. Alex Ovechkin had 7 shots on goal, but was held without a point for the 5th straight game, the longest drought of his NHL career. The first period provided Detroit with plenty of penalty killing practice. It faced 3 minutes 58 seconds of shorthanded ice time against Washington's third-ranked power play. The Red Wings' first penalty of the game nullified a goal at 6:22, and Luke Glendening was whistled for interfering with Holtby, even though the goaltender stumbled alone on his own as he returned to the crease. And Red Wing fans were going crazy and nuts and running rampant about that idiotic call by the NHL officials, who should face some major consequences for that. But the Red Wings killed that penalty off. So technically I would bail the officials out on that one. The Red Wings dodged a bullet there. The first period provided Detroit with plenty of penalty killing practice. I already read that. Nyquist's 5th goal of the season resulted from a Capitals defensive zone turnover midway through the second period. He found himself one-on-one with Holtby in the slot. Holtby kept out Nyquist's initial shot with a right leg save, but the rebound popped into the air, allowing Nyquist to bat it in at 8:56. Kuznetsov tied the game and dented Detroit's seemingly impenetrable penalty kill at 13:19 into the second period. Joel Ward's pass from the blue line found Kuznetsov in stride as he cut down the middle of the ice, and the rookie forward beat Howard for his first goal of the season. It was the second power play goal allowed by the Red Wings this season, who had killed 96.2% of penalties coming in, and first by Howard in 7 starts. Brouwer gave Washington a 2-1 lead with 58 58 seconds remaining in the second period, receiving a pass from defenseman John Carlson as he rushed into the offensive zone undetected after a line change. Another sequence of sloppy defensive zone puck management doomed the Capitals in the third period when Abdelkader tied the game 2-2, as Andrei Burakovsky attempted to handle the puck in the slot after a Brooks Orpik turnover. Abdelkader poked the puck away from the rookie and fired a wrist shot past Holtby at 4:04 into the third period. Abdelkader again took advantage of a Capitals turnover at 10:34, this time in the neutral zone created by Henrik Zetterberg. With four Capitals surrounding Datsuk as he skated toward the goal, he left the puck for Abdelkader in the left faceoff circle. And then in the end, Pavel Datsuk scored with 53.9 seconds to go in the third period and 1 second left on the power play. So it was a power play goal. The first in 24 attempts. Star number 1 for Detroit, Justin Abdelkader, 2 goals, 1 assist. Star number 2, Pavel Datsuk, 1 goal, 1 assist. Star number 3, Mike Green with nothing but 3 shots. That is way off. I don't know. Whoever chooses the 3 stars of the game is way inaccurate with at least 1. There have been 3 players from the same team that have earned the 3 stars of the game. But I think the third star, at least, should have been Henrik Zetterberg, because he picked up 2 assists. In the last 2 Red Wing goals. Mike Green deserves nothing. Just 3 shots. Pavel Datsuk came up with 4 shots. Home ice for the Capitals means nothing. The people that pick the writers that pick one of the 3 star. Pick an inaccurate player, that make an inaccurate pick for one of the 3 stars, should be fired because the writers and editors that represent either team should be fired for that. Red Wings take on the Los Angeles Kings at 7:30 on Friday night at the Joe on Halloween night. That's going to be on Fox Sports Detroit. You saw the Wednesday game against the Capitals on NBCSN. Mike Emrick alone with Pierre McGuire between the benches. Inside the glass, Eddie Olczyk was not in D.C. because he was preparing for the Breeders' Cup. He was at the Breeders' Cup event facility. Coverage began Coverage of the Breeders' Cup begins Friday at 5 and then Saturday at 8 p.m. With that win, anyway, the Red Wings now have 12 points. And they are in third place now in the Atlantic Division, behind the Lightning with 13 points in second place, and the Montreal Canadiens with 16 points. The Red Wings are 5-2-2. The Lightning are 6-3-1. The Canadiens are 8-2-0. 0 overtime losses. And for the Capitals, they fall to 4-3-2 with a regulation loss. Tied with the New Jersey Devils for 5th place in the Metropolitan Division. The Capitals and Devils are one win behind the Rangers for the second wild card spot in the Eastern Conference. For the Los Angeles Kings, they are in second place in the Pacific Division with 14 points, 9-6-1, behind the Anaheim Ducks at 8-2-0. with 16 points. Now let's go to the Pistons. The Nuggets beat them 89-79 in the season opener for the Pistons. I'm going to search mlive.com here. David Mayo from mlive.com writes, titled Nuggets 89, Pistons 79. Detroit's fourth quarter lineup twists flops in opening loss. The Stan Van Gundy era with the Detroit Pistons started the same way so many others soured in recent years, with a defeat out west. The Pistons opened the regular season under their new head The Pistons opened their regular season under their new coach Wednesday with an 89-79 loss to the Denver Nuggets at Pepsi Center in Denver. The loss included an interesting decision by Van Gundy in the fourth quarter. He went exclusively with DJ Augustine at point guard rather than start Brandon Jennings after the Nuggets led 65-63 through 3 periods. The Nuggets continued by putting 6'6" Alonzo Gee on the 6' Augustine defensively, and the Pistons struggled to get into sets and scored. They scored just 16 points in the fourth quarter. A key sequence in the final quarter came when Denver got back 3-pointers from Randy Foye and G to craft a 73-68 lead, which it never relinquished. Josh Smith scored 25 points to lead the Pistons, who play again Thursday at Minnesota against the Timberwolves. Augustine scored 15. Kenneth Faried led Denver with 20. Highlights. Smith scored 15 of the Pistons' 21 points in the first quarter. Denver still led at the end of the period, 23-21. The Pistons rebounding was not at its best, but their guards kept it respectable with their efforts. Jennings had 4 rebounds. Contavious Caldwell Pope had 7, and Augustine came up with 6. They all combined for 17. They all combined for 17 of the Pistons' 45 rebounds. Jonas Jerebko pressed into extra action with the Pistons shorthanded up front, had 7 points in 12 minutes. Lowlights. The Pistons, already down a key perimeter player with Jody Meeks' back injury, got unexpected bad news when Cartier Martin was unable to participate in the morning shoot-around and was inactive for Wednesday's game with a plantar fascia strain in his right foot. Bless me. If you pick Smith to attempt the Pistons' first three-pointer of the year, you win. He missed. Nuggets coach Brian Shaw said in his pregame address that Smith has shot a lot of threes but doesn't shoot a high percentage. And Brian Shaw is right. And that the Nuggets would not close out on Smith no matter how many long shots he made, because they can live with the odds of that. The Pistons' crisp ball movement was the highlight of the preseason, but not the regular season opener. It showed in the assist totals, with the Pistons collecting 15 assists on 31 field goals. Andre Drummond played much of the game in foul trouble before fouling out, with 2:58 remaining in the game, and the Nuggets leading by 2 points. He finished with 11 points and 9 rebounds in 27 minutes. Denver put together a key 10-2 scoring run to close the first half. The Pistons led 38-32 before that surge gave the Nuggets a 42-40 halftime lead. Game notes. Spencer Dinwiddie, the Pistons' second-round draft pick, enjoyed a homecoming in his first regular season NBA game. The rookie from the University of Colorado from the University of Colorado said he had a specific response when he saw a road game at Denver to start the season. When I looked at the schedule, quote, when I looked at the schedule, I thought it was really ironic and maybe serendipitous, he said, unquote. Dinwiddie played 7 minutes all in the first half. Van Gundy worked to dispel what he called the myth of Denver's altitude and its effects on athletes. Twice this week, he recalled playing with a team of touring U.S. small college players one summer at 10,000 feet in Lima and 15,000 feet in La Paz, and there you feel it. Quote unquote, quote unquote, quote unquote. He said he told his players not to concern themselves with the legend of the thin air. Van Gundy said, quote, they've done a great job in all the sports in Denver of perpetrating for that. They've done a great job in all the sports in Denver of perpetrating that for years, and it's worked, and it's gotten in players' minds, unquote. Finally, both teams were down a suspended big man. Greg Monroe will miss the Pistons' first 2 games, as he did tonight, for an impaired driving incident, and is not with the team on the current 2-game trip. J.J. Hickson will miss the Nuggets' first 5 games, as he missed the first one tonight for violating the NBA drug policy. Still a lot of Pistons haters out there, especially on the Fox Sports Detroit Girls page on Facebook. You guys need to realize that if you're hating on the Pistons like they're nothing, then you're simply not a fan of basketball. Basketball is a sport, and if you think it's not, well then, you have no respect for sports. And even I feel disrespected by it. Why can't you? And if you hate the game so bad, then don't even watch it. Just don't even watch it. Just ignore it. Don't even say a thing. Real Pistons fans support their teams and love the sport of basketball, especially the NBA. Those who hate the NBA aren't really fans of the Pistons. And if they like the Pistons and not the rest of the NBA, then they're just homers. That's all I can say. Next topic. By the way, on Facebook, you can add me as Taylor Phillips. Like my page, Taylor Phillips' Detroit Sports page. Join my Facebook group, Taylor Phillips' Detroit Sports Group. And follow me on Twitter at DT2Phillips. That's DT, the number 2, Phillips with 2 L's. It has been heard earlier today that former Tampa Bay Rays manager Joe Maddon, shifting to baseball, will become the new manager of the Chicago Cubs. Most Tigers fans wanted Joe Maddon to manage the Tigers. I know I did too. A lot of people wanted Brad Ausmus fired. The offseason has just begun. Now that the San Francisco Giants have beat the Kansas City Royals 3-2 in Game 7 of the World Series to win the World Championship, Madison Bumgardner became the MVP, going 3-0 in the World Series. Congrats to the Giants, winning 3 World Series championships in 5 years. That's a dynasty. Bruce Bochy has done a heck of an excellent, outstanding job managing his team. A team with a ton of talent, poise, you name it. Pablo Sandoval, Hunter Pence, Buster Posey, oh, by the way, the Madden to the Cubs, some media sources say it's not official yet, but I think it is. Bleacher Report said the Cubs will hire Joe Maddon. I may not know that yet. Michael Morse got himself 2 RBIs, including a sacrifice fly and a single. That RBI single by Morse came in the 4th inning. Michael Morse is their left fielder. So Bumgardner pitching a complete game to get his 3rd win of the World Series. This has nothing to do with Detroit sports, but now back to the Madden thing. If Madden's going to the Cubs, then the Tigers have only one option left, and there's still the entire postseason and they still have the entire postseason to do so. Go after Ron Gardenhire. He's the only manager available after getting fired by the Minnesota Twins as their manager. Don't stick around with Brad Ausmus. Release him from his contract. Don't just retain Ausmus and the entire coaching staff. Dave Dombrowski, you arrogant president. What are you? What are you, Vince McMahon of the WWE? Come on, don't just stand there. You're defending Ausmus, who is defending a dumpster fire of a bullpen. Do you understand my English here? Their bullpen is horrible, not just bad, worse than bad. And you let Ausmus defend their bullpen, the Tigers' bullpen. And you defend Ausmus too, and say he's only going to get better. In your previous press conference 2 weeks ago, Dombrowski, maybe you should leave. You're being an arrogant prick right now. I think Dombrowski should be fired for being so dumb in that category. You can't stick with a manager who needs on-the-job training and messes up all the time. He's never going to get better that way. Go after Gardenhire. Change your mind. Ausmus is garbage. Oh, it's not his fault. It's on the players. Weak excuse. Some fans want to defend Ausmus too, because it's not his fault. How good do you think Brad Ausmus is as a manager? You tell me. Gardenhire had been such a great manager for the Minnesota Twins until they bottomed out. Even though they bottomed out and got him fired, Matt Derry from Detroit Sports 1051 tweeted, quote, "I'm just filibustering here, but wouldn't the Pablo Sandoval be the perfect left-handed batter for the Tigers in free agency? Move Nick Castellanos to left field. Just a thought." And I replied, yes. I replied to Derry 1051, yes, do it up, Tigers. I mentioned the Tigers instead of hashtagging. So, I don't know if Pablo Sandoval wants to stay with the Giants or not, but Derry is telling me that Pablo Sandoval is finishing up the final year of his contract. So that's all I have to get off my chest. Pistons take on the Minnesota Timberwolves tomorrow night at 8. On Fox Sports Detroit. That's all that's going on tomorrow. Red Wings play the Kings at 7:30 on Friday on Halloween night on Fox Sports Detroit. And then the Pistons have their home opener against the Brooklyn Nets Saturday at 7:30 at the Palace of Auburn Hills. That's on Fox Sports Detroit. The Red Wings visit the Sabres at 5 in Buffalo on Fox Sports Detroit, the day that the Lions have their bye week this upcoming Sunday. So this concludes Taylor's Detroit Sports episode 83. I am Taylor Phillips. I will talk to you after the Pistons Timberwolves game. TTFN, ta-ta for now.